Hello, all. Happy Saturday. Welcome back on your way in.
Ooh,
Subscribe, share, and like this video. Before we get started, I'm going to have our co host introduce herself, and then I will tell you what today's show is about.
hey everybody, happy Saturday, Easter Eve. How's everybody doing today? I don't know if that's my artwork, Asia. It's
I
frozen.
knew that was going to happen in my back.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know if that's mine or yours.
It's the one over here. Jesus. Okay, so you already introduced yourself, right?
Yes.
What'd you cook today?
Nothing. I haven't ate. I had a
While I'm picking food out my teeth.
yeah. I ate a granola bar, but
Okay, that's so zesty and healthy. So, guys, on the way in, again, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, and then participate in the comments. I'm pretty sure everybody got something to say about this topic because it's about sassy ass men. Now, let me tell you why I don't really feel nothing about this topic because at first I did, right? This is how I thought about it. I thought about it like in my era, I'm an 80s baby, and we grew up with certain ways you don't talk to men, there's certain things that you should do um, to keep your home happy, that's respectful, blah, 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 right? Well, these new people, God bless them. They can't stop using that we're masculine. So then I thought about it. I said that is the most derogatory thing to a woman, to some of us, right? We don't like being called strong. We independence, when did that become a bad thing? And
right.
then everybody started calling us masculine. Hmm. So if you can call us masculine, I don't know why people call me when I have a show. I think that's rude too. Start calling y'all ass out because that means you're not watching my show. Um, so if you can call us masculine, which means male, then what's wrong with you being called sassy when you acting like a hoe?
Because
Sounds fair, doesn't it?
yeah, to them that's disrespectful.
But it's not disrespectful to call us men.
Right.
Mm. So now I accept that word. I love our younger generation. I just got to put it together first and then I'll go ahead and go with it. So, yes, I do agree with it. Let me tell y'all what I cooked today, though. I decided to make oxtails. So, I definitely need to try them because they're cooking right now. And I feel like if some of the meat don't stick to your teeth, then they're not good. It got to stick to your teeth. Then you
I
make your gravy in the end and add some rice. This is my oxtail. I already bit it. That's what I keep trying to get off my teeth and make sure it's not there. So if it is, and it becomes mean, Jesus.
oxtail. I love oxtail. I remember I used to would not.
Bro, even that bone is good.
Yeah, I remember when I would not eat oxtail. I remember when I worked at a soul food restaurant when I was in nursing school, and
Mm.
they would come in eating them oxtails, and the owner used to be like, "Rashonda, why won't you take?" I'm like, "I don't want no oxtail." Like I. They would eat that oxtail soup or all that, and I just think about all the stuff that I missed out on being crazy.
Mm-mm. I don't eat it either. I don't make I don't like neck bones. I don't like oxtails. Hey, no, I'm on my way to the store to get the adult vegetables. So
What's an adult
y'all so
vegetable? Like, what's an adult vegetable?
fuck you, Hilton. Let me tell y'all. So I eat very particular things, right? So Lise always cooks with bell peppers, onions, all this stuff. And when she make it, I flick that shit off my plate and be like, what is this adult vegetables? I don't like this stuff. So I would never eat it. Now getting older, I'm okay with sauteed onions, like the stuff that Benihana puts in theirs, but I still don't like green bell pepper. It's like a bitter taste that sits on the side of my tongue, and I just don't like it. I don't like it, but
Oh,
I'll do the other ones. So because Hilda cooks and cook with all that country ass shit, uh, she
it's good.
always come,
Give it a lot of flavor.
baby. The way I'm sucking this bone, my mama taught me how to season food. Now my mama cooks with all of that stuff. not the problem, but baby, I used to be able to find the smallest onion in spaghetti and pull it out. I just wouldn't eat it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
like Amir. Amir will. I mean, when I say it'd be a baby piece of vegetable or something in there, and I'd be like, "Are you serious, Amir?"
my mom used to be like, "How did you even find that?" And I'm like, "Because it's crazy that certain people have heightened senses, and for things that they just really don't like, as soon as it hits their tongue, it feels different. Like a bell pepper, I'm telling you, I could point on my tongue where it hits, and it literally makes it like bitter, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But now I just spit them out. Um, but only the green ones. The other ones I will eat, and I will put adult vegetables in my food. But I still cook my food first without those vegetables because y'all, I could season the shit out of some food. I could season an egg. It ain't nobody that go out to eat with me that don't eat off my plate by the time everything is said and done. Hmm. Don't come for me. Better be glad it's raining. I'll drive out there and beat you up right now, embarrassing me in front of my people.
Well, at
So
least it's raining out there and not snowing. It's snowing up here.
shut up. I wonder if it's snowing in Big Bear. I want to go up there. Y'all
It,
know when y'all come here, y'all join the conversation. So we're gonna talk about some other shit usually before we
yeah.
jump into the topic.
If it's snowing here, it's snowing in Big Bear. If it's snowing here,
Mm.
it's snowing in Big Bear. So it's no doubt it's snowing in Big Bear. Because when I left this morning, I had went to Costco's because my sister wanted a chocolate cake. And I used to didn't even eat chocolate cakes until
I
I.
hate chocolate cake.
But I'm telling you, I didn't like chocolate cake either until I tasted Costco's. I don't know what they put in a chocolate cake, but I'll eat their chocolate cake. But I went there just to get the cake for tomorrow. And I was talking to Alondra, and I'm like, why is these cars passing by with snow on? But it's right, my exit is right by the freeway, and I'm right by the Cahoon Path. So I'm like, why is it cars with snow on it? Like, did they just come for Big Bear or something? Like, I was really wondering. So all while I'm talking to Alondra, I didn't went inside of Costco's, went out, went to get gas from Costco's. I get to almost my exit, and I'm like, girl, this is some big ass raindrops. Like, I almost can't see. Like, I literally couldn't see. And then I kept on looking, and I didn't have my glasses on either. I was like, girl, it's snowing. Alondra was like, are you serious? And I was like, yes. As soon as I got off on my exit, girl, big snowflakes. It just now stopped. I'm looking out my window now. It just now stopped snowing. Like, it was snowing, like big flakes of snow.
That is so pretty. That's why it costs so much to live in California because you could literally drive down and drive snow, drive through the rain, hear sunlight, beach. And that's all within
And
two
then
hours.
2 hours, yeah, because I had somebody else that passed by my house and it was like, oh my gosh, it's snowing. They going down the hill. As soon as they got down the hill, they was like, oh, it's clear. Like it's
Mm.
but it's clear. So because I was mad too because I have a $60 Benihana gift card that I have to use by today. Well, no, by tomorrow. By tomorrow, by the 31st. And I
Just
had
do pickup.
yeah, I had it in my mind that I was gonna go to that. I was like, oh, me and Amir can go to Benihana's and use that. Girl, when I seen that snow, I was like, I'm not driving in no snow. But I was like, maybe tomorrow I'll just do to go order and that could be my lunch for Monday.
Yeah. Don't waste it. Benihana been
Girl,
getting over
I
on
ain't
us
gonna
lately.
waste it. Shoot. I got that for my birthday. We had went out there for my birthday. We had went to Benihana's one day. And they service was horrible. Like I made my reservations for like 7. We didn't leave Benihana's till like 12.
It's been horrible lately, and you can't use the coupon the same way. So everybody be careful. When you get your Benihana coupon, make sure that you check it before you could use it anytime. Now I think it's lunch, Monday through Thursday, 1 to 1:15. It's all kind of weird shit. But on this topic, do you
Okay.
agree with men being called sassy?
When they act like that, I do. But it seems like now, who really get mad when people say that is the gay men. They be the ones that get mad. But the of course
Oh,
the rest,
really?
it seems like they get mad more. Like that's the number one thing y'all want to say is a man is being sassy because that's what the fuck y'all acting like. Like what else are y'all acting like? You are acting sassy when y'all. They to me, men gossip and talk more than women do now.
Hmm. Very interesting. Okay, so let me play this first clip. and it came from a panel having a discussion, a millennial panel having a discussion um, about this being derogatory. But I'll play the first clip, and then we'll discuss it. So here we go. Let me make sure my sound is up.
Things like him having an attitude as sassy. Anything that y'all disagree with automatically becomes sassy.
There's a way to go about it. There's a way to go about it.
Yeah, and the only way y'all seem to respect it is when we fucking ignore y'all. But
So let me ask you this. Even in the way that they delivered what they said, do you agree with how they said it?
Me? Go out, Amir.
You guys, if you hear my nephew in the background, Ro, you don't have to mute or anything. You guys, if you hear my nephew in the background, always be aware that you're coming into our home. This is not a formal podcast. It never will be. We have real lives. This is like if you're sitting down talking to your good girlfriends or homeboys and homegirls. So if you hear my nephew come in, Jesus, please don't let him cuss. No, he won't cuss. It's okay.
No,
she is a mother. She is a mother.
Unless I cuss first and he tried to call
The
me.
answer was a little zesty. It was zesty for me too. It was a little defensive as well. Let her respond to Amir first. So while she's responding, I will give my response. That almost identical to what we're talking about being zesty. And just to be clear, for me, being sassy is the equivalent of having too much masculine energy as a woman. It's all a product of your environment, though, right? I think that on the woman's side, those places, men respect women, and the world respects women when it's their mother acting like that, which is very interesting. That all of this is what is a result of all that. Happy Father's Day, or happy Father's Day to mothers. That should have never happened. I'm the mama and the daddy. Never, ever. And you are okay with that when it's your mother. But now that you're on the reverse side of that and you're dating your mother, right? Because that other woman was in that same household as you. And as a result, she picked up those traits to be more protective of the home, all the things that we were never intended to be. But because we did have to cover the home, we did have to implement some of those things in how we conduct our homes, right? That's fair. What's not fair is how you project it out. Same things with the males. You're sassy and you're bitch like because you were raised by your mom and you picked up some of those responses, characteristics, and how you want things for you, as well as this generation becoming that everybody gets a trophy generation. So you're trying to hold on to, I'm the male, I should have my way and I should lead. And then you're throwing a tantrum about it because that's the way that you saw it in your home. So to be fair, they both come from the same place, but this is why I never liked it. Why are you calling women masculine, but your mama, you're not calling her masculine, and you didn't heard her cuss your daddy out, do all kind of stuff. And that was okay because that was for you, when it wasn't okay then either, because there's another way she could have done that. And then on the reverse, you're extra sensitive because of your mother. That masculine energy, again, she can never be the dad. It was lacking. You don't have a reason to act like that either, but you are. But it was okay as long as you were pointing the finger. And in every aspect, it is always pointed at the woman unless it is your mother. No, that's not how that works, little Fido. It works for the woman you're going to date too. So have a little compassion for her. And women, as much as you don't want to, and as much as it is also embedded in your head that a man shouldn't and a man shouldn't. Unfortunately, all of that was removed with slavery, what we should and shouldn't do. By this point, we should be better. But if you see that in a man, just try to talk to him. If you don't receive it, leave him alone. It's just that simple. You don't need to talk to him crazy. But in that response that he gave, that initial response when talking about masculinity or sorry, being sassy, did you find anything wrong in the way that they responded, or was it okay? Bro? Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to play the next clip. We're going to move on. Hold on one second.
men struggle with bleeding. You know, we always hear I need a man that can lead and all this X, Y, Z. Why do you think men struggle with leading?
Pride, yes. Fear of rejection. Fear of doing too much. A lot of women in this generation are like alpha females, and I think that scares off a lot of men.
That just sounds so unattractive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, when I hear a woman describe herself as the alpha, it just sounds unattractive, and I wouldn't want it. It sounds like a headache.
Wait, why? A headache is crazy.
You said scared. It just sounds like a turn off.
See, that's crazy because you say that, but if you had like a yes girl, I don't think you would like that.
I want a feminine woman. If you train as an alpha, that means you are exhibiting more of your masculine energy, and that's a turn off to me.
So what does a woman leading with femininity look like to y'all? Like what?
And that's another issue.
Okay.
The fact that y'all don't y'all don't even know what femininity is. Y'all questioning men. Y'all asking men what's femininity.
What's a woman?
Y'all don't know what
No. Everyone has different perspective. Perspective is everything, and I just want to know what y'all's perspective is. Like, what does that look like? You know, because we are women, so we know how to be women. So what do y'all? It's like, yes.
Y'all talk about masculinity too much. Talk about we know how to be women. Like,
okay, but what does being a woman look like to y'all men? Like, that's where I'm so confused. Like, what? It's like there's a stereotype for races and there is a stereotype for genders too. So what does it look like for women being women?
It's a presence. It's an attitude. It's a movement. It's just a woman, bro. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, you just know when you see it. Like,
y'all know exactly what a masculine man is. Y'all can picture that in your head. Y'all know what a masculine man is.
Or alpha woman.
Oh, well, they could be right. Y'all know exactly in society, we know exactly what a masculine man is. But for some reason, when we talk about femininity, now we start to question what is femininity and how do I become feminine, and like, you know what I mean? So it's like when men are saying like, yo, we want more feminine women.
But you still haven't answered the question.
Pleasant, easy to talk to, communicative.
Nurturing, like, I mean, inspirational, like all of those things, like, are qualities of a feminine woman.
You can't be that and still be an alpha woman,
right? Because that's
alpha woman would got that too.
No,
you can't be that
part
and
of being
still.
an alpha is embracing and your masculine energy more than you are your feminine energy.
Or better yet, what's your definition of an alpha woman?
What's your feedback?
I was now the first one that you did, I didn't hear that one. So when I came in, it was on this one, so I didn't hear the whole thing. I think nowadays that a lot of times when they have that conversation, men really, they can't answer that question. Like when you say, what is a feminine woman? Because most of the times, well, 9 times out of 10, the reason why women we are the way we are now is because we have to do these things. It's like we don't have a man there that's going to do everything that we need them to do, so we have to do it ourselves. So that's why we become so independent, and then we're being masculine. But it's like, no, we're not being masculine. This is our way of life. We had to do this because we didn't have nobody else to do it for us. So it's like they said, what is a feminine woman to you guys? What is it? Because I could tell you, like they said, y'all know what a masculine man is, and we do know what a masculine man is. We could tell you that is from A to Z, but we also can tell you what a sassy man is too. That's just a conversation nowadays that's just, I don't even know. To me, I feel like they think all women are masculine now. Unless you a woman that's just a yes woman that's going to listen to anything that a man says. If you have any kind of feedback or say so and not just going to listen to a man, then they feel like you're not feminine. To me, that's what I feel like.
Okay. Based on their response is 3 things that I identified. That goes back to kind of what we say. And that is why our dominant traits come out. Okay. They're called dominant traits, not masculine or female, because everybody has them. So right away, you're ready to insult because a direct question was asked and it was, see, y'all don't even know what it is, blah, blah, blah. Well, I wouldn't because I don't date women. You date women.
Right.
So you're supposed to be able to tell me what you want, but you couldn't do that. But you then flipped it and said, now y'all could tell us what you want from a man. Of course I can, because that's what I date.
Right.
Okay. But you use that as a negative against us and you had your preset answers ready but you were never capable of answering the question in what do you see as feminine?
Yep.
And all of the things that they did name are things that come no matter if you're alpha or not. You didn't answer it. But and then you flip the question back to us. So you made us leave and you didn't let her finish. But you was ready with those same, if you play any fucking podcast, they all have those answers with not one example. Why didn't they say something like, it would be nice when we come to you about what our concerns are, that you give us your undivided attention. It would be nice if when I come home, what I like and what is feminine and reflective of feminine to me is I like my woman to be cooking when I come in. So kind of time is so that I get to see you do that. I like it when you wake up and cut on the shower for me. I like it when we're out and you make sure that you exhibit behaviors that show me in a leadership position. See, the problem is the number one answer that they said, pride. That's why men can't lead, because they are afraid that it is not going to look right to others and outsiders, because you're afraid that she's not going to follow, or she's going to do something that shows more leadership than you, when you should be comfortable being who you are. None of us can fix that for you. Just like you want us to be safe and trust that you can lead, you need to feel confident that you can lead and then she will follow. And you need to feel confident that if she's your partner, she got your back. So even if she does show up in a space stronger in that space than you picked her. That showed the leadership that you picked her and you're okay with where you're strong and she's not. You can't have both. That just doesn't even make any sense. But you don't want to let that go. It's masculine to them, but responsibility to us. That part, which was given to us, that part. I don't understand. And we will never understand because they won't answer the question. It's a behavior, it's a or. Okay, so if you see me at the supermarket and I got kids and I'm focusing on my kids, reading this list and doing all of these things, and I'm fussing at them, is that masculine? Because you don't see me walking through the store looking like Betty Crocker?
Right.
Well, I'm Black. I don't have Betty Crocker life. I have a Black person life. And it looks way different. It looks different on my face. We're not walking around smiling in the damn store. Unless you catch her at Target. Go to Target or somewhere like that, where she gets to relax and be in her feminine energy while she goes around the store. Are you judging her? Where are you judging her based on? That's all I want to know, because they can't articulate that type of conversation, but they started it. It's their panel, which is interesting.
I've had old people our age and older that's able to answer that question. I have, but I think the younger generation can. But I have had older men explain to me what feminism is, and some of them say it be little stuff like that. Like, if I come to you, like you said, what problems can you listen and just not say nothing? Like, let me be able to vent to you, because that be one reason why they say they don't open up to us, because we don't listen. Like, are we like, just listen? I had other men say that they like their woman, they like them to look sexy, like they like them to they home have on something sexy. Even some men, they like if you got on high heels and whatever. But that's what they like that's feminine to them. They like when you keep yourself up and look pretty. Like they don't like this stuff now. I think the younger ones really don't care. But like I said, I'm speaking from our age and like older. They want you to look presentable. Like, they don't like you walking around, even the house, like with bonnet tone and stuff all day or whatever like that. Like, they want you to still look presentable. Like, to me, that's what I've been told. Like,
me too. And I think that some men, the ones that can't articulate it, I think that they don't want to say those soft things. They don't want to see. That's what, when they say, well, you guys say that we won't open up, and then when we do, you call us sassy. First things first, this is where it needs to stop. This shit is out of control, and this week alone, it has pissed me the entire fuck off. Stop telling me how I feel. If I'm telling you directly how I feel, don't respond to me and tell me how I feel, or what I got from it is you feel this. But if I said I feel this, then I didn't ask you to turn it into what you wanted it to be. That's not fair. Stop trying to turn. I don't understand. It's almost like everything that we grew up learning, 80 babies for sure, and before, that's inappropriate to do. All the things that have been put into us, like how to talk to men, the watch your tone, all of these things. Those are things that they have now added to what they do to us. And a lot of us are just tired. You can't be the leader, petty as fucking, throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want, storm off. Let me play something for you. And it's gotten into the older generation as well. This shit is transferring over. Let me play this conversation real quick.
You don't want to hear what?
I don't want to hear nothing about
it ain't a blogger. It's not a blogger. It's not a blogger. It's just a conversation that came out of your mouth.
Okay, what the conversation was? I don't even believe I had no conversation really too much with him.
Okay, so in this conversation, you said.
How you know it's me? How you know it's me? Because
oh my God!
Hold on. Let me tell you something.
How do I know it's you?
Hold on. Let me fucking talk. Let me fucking talk. Because I don't like to
talk. Don't cuss.
And I don't like to talk too much because people not listening. You don't understand what's going on. There's a lot of AI going on out here. And it's the second conversation I had in 6 months.
No. It ain't. Okay, listen. Don't hold your tongue right there. Don't even start with the AI crap with me because first of all, I'm on the first half of the call, and it's not an AI.
Is it a problem? Is it a call? Is it a prompt? Is it something I said wrong? Did I say something wrong?
Yeah, it's exactly, and it came out of your mouth, and it's not AI.
I don't know what it is. I don't even really want to hear it at this point right now.
No, you just want to hear it because you said it out your mouth.
I don't really
want to. You know what? You don't want to hear it. That's fine.
No, because I'm on a recorded line. I'm on a recorded line. Ain't nobody give a fuck about me anyway. Any little dirt you get on me, that's what they want. Now you keeping it on.
Listen.
It's something you say I said.
Yes, it's something.
Okay, did I say something about you?
Yes.
Well, let me fucking go read it. I'll call you back. Let me go read it. I gotta get out of character for nothing.
Don't get out of character.
Thank you for using Global Towing.
I could barely understand what he was saying, but was he in jail or something?
Yes, Nesto. So, yes, good old Nesto. Most men who were raised by a single mom know the difference. Know the difference in what? Yeah. So this is what happened. Nesto called Sonia. Obviously, all the conversations have been out there for this whole time. When he called her this time, he said, "How are you doing?" She was like, "I'm not doing well. I want to play something for you. Did you read that email?" Obviously, he didn't read the email, so she's like trying to pull it up so that he can listen to it. And that's when he's saying, "I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit." Then he goes into it must be AI. Then he goes into people trying to set him up. Then he tells her that he's going to go listen to it. She's making him get out of his character, and he hangs up the phone in her face. But the difference in her tone and his tone, he was aggressive. He was defensive. He was a liar. He didn't listen. He cut her off, and he was insensitive to how she felt. That is the perfect definition of sassy. It's the perfect definition. If you cared as a leader, as a man, as somebody who cared about somebody's feelings, you would have listened to the call or the part that she was talking about that was about her because, right, oh my goodness, he interrupted first. He's so rude. He interrupted every time. He didn't let her even get it out. And even when he said, "I don't want to do it," she said, "Okay." She stepped back. He kept going. She's like, "No, it's not that." You went all into the excuses and everything else. That to me is what sassy is. So is every man like that? No. If you're saying how you feel, that's not what it's about. It's that type of shit right there. That was out of control. You literally just threw a tantrum, and you know your stuff is going to be recorded. So it's nobody doing AI. Oh, he triggered the both of us, and you know exactly why. Um, those are the kind of calls that more and conversations that more of us is having lately. It's that you try to talk to them, and oh, they tell you how they feel, but an important part of how you feel, let me just tell you this. I can feel like Ro doesn't like me because I'm fat. I could feel however I want to. Is that true? Absolutely not. Did she do something to say that? Nope. Did it ever come out of her mouth? Mm-mm. But I can go tomorrow and I can leave this conversation, call cousin and say, Ro made me feel like this. Does that make what I said true? Or does that mean I need to sit back and examine what probably happened? Just because you feel it doesn't make it true. It doesn't. And that's where people is out of control. You can make anything align with what you're trying to prove. Masculine and being secure, responsible, and confident. Correct. A true leader, a true adult, let's not even do feminine and masculine, just an adult person, instead of going into all of that dialogue, which I'm going to play for you, led into the very next call. Why didn't you just listen to the call and then go from there?
Right.
But you automatically was on the defense talking to her like that. And she was supposed to be okay with that. That's a tantrum, guys. That's not okay. The same as if you tried to talk to a woman, but we're not talking about women today. We're talking about sassy ass men. That's what that looks like. You're childish as hell. Grow up. It's all in how you say things, right? You rolled out 3 different excuses and a defense, but you don't even know what for. Then when you ask her all over again, well, is it the blog? Is it this? If you would just listen to her, she said, no, it's what actually came out of your mouth. And you said it about me. She don't care about no rumor. It's, I heard you say these things about me in a conversation. So you don't care that she's hurt? You don't even want to hear why she's hurt? You don't even want to hear that she got concerns? Because maybe it might have been, it's not chopped up, by the way. This particular site, phone calls from prison, they have the permission. We can request calls from prison, but you have to play it. You can't, it's not maneuvered. It's not any of those things. And in a lot of, he was guilty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of Nesto calls, he talked like he don't remember himself if they're recorded until it's time for him to explain himself. Then, you know, all this AI and all this and all this that. Y'all know, if I play for you, I'm going to actually try to find it and pin it. So y'all could listen to that one. And then same thing like a Kevin Samuels behavior. If you go and listen to, it was a call where he ended up talking about his best friend was Sonia. And when he called the best friend was like, you know, I got a bone to pick with you because I'm hurt after. Now that friend, listen to how he talks. That's how a man should talk, even about how they feel. He was like, I'm hurt. You my best friend. I never thought you would have talked about me like this and not with her. Remember, Sonia's a side bitch. He's like, if you was talking to Shirley like that, it would be better to me because that's your wife and you know you talk with your wife. But you talked about me with her. And he was like, oh, no, you know what happened? But with her, you're aggressive and like this. The same way we talk about how the males that become females, how they operate, they revert back to their masculine energy when they want to attack. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. And maybe that's why they get offended. But either way, you being offended isn't more important than the person that's hurt. I just need you to know that in those situations, just in case you didn't know. Sassy ass. Bro, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to screenshot something and send it to you. So earlier this week, let me sit back like I'm at a therapist. Let me put my feet up. Let me tell you what happened. Are you listening, Ro? Okay. Let me put on my glasses too, so I can be smarter while I close my eyes. Earlier this week, I had a friend that sent me a message. Let's just say on Sunday. Okay. On Sunday. Everybody knows that my life has pockets of time where I get so busy, I don't eat. I can't tell you what I did 2 seconds ago. I'm not even smart. It's bad, y'all. I got two people on here right now that could tell you, three. I don't have no sense. I get real stupid, right? So this person reached out to me. I didn't respond that day. The next day I go to respond, and I was thinking, wow, I've had conversations with this person about how busy I am, and they promised to stop being so hard on me when I don't respond like they want me to. Well, lo and behold, blood of Jesus, Jerusalem, and the Billy Goat. I promise you it was 10:17 when I said this, because that's when I walked in the door from a long day. I said, I'm going to tell this person I appreciate you hearing me. Jesus and the Billy Goat, I promise you it was 10:37, and there came that message. Bing. I feel like you ignoring me, and I feel like this reminds me of such and such who did this, and they was thinking, did you just go off on me about your past trauma? So then I responded the next day. Okay, it's good not to respond right away,
Yeah.
and give yourself some time. So I did just that. Back to telling you the rest, right? Then I responded. I even sat in my car and responded with my back warm, a little music. I responded. I've been overwhelmingly busy. I got my mom, I got my own household. I'm a real employee at work. And right now I got this project that's making my head hurt. And then I got all these other things. And then this happened. So, I was really busy, but I did do these things that you asked me to do. But, I've been really busy. And I don't have the mental capacity to respond to everything you just accused me of. So, I'm just gonna need a minute. 8 o'clock that next morning, 8:34 to be exact. You not gonna disrespect me. Whoa.
I just wouldn't even reply no more. Like,
It was 8 more messages after that, bro. They look like a storybook. What should I do, bro? What are we gonna do with these sassy men?
keep it on red because it's nothing that you're gonna say that's gonna change how they feel anyway. So I'll let you argue with yourself, or just put okay, okay.
Baby, after message 23, I said, okay.
Yeah, that's all you can say is okay, okay.
I don't understand. I don't understand. When did the roles reverse? I don't have a problem with you telling me how I contributed to how you feel, right? Because then I can apologize. I can say, I'm sorry if you feel that way. But for somebody to tell you you're repeatedly doing something, if that's repeatedly a part of your life, it's not going to change. So either do people think they're your primary focus?
Yeah,
Do people think everything is about them? Because I don't think that about anybody. Hmm. So then when I responded, okay, that's what I'm talking about. You just being disrespectful and disregarding how I feel. Listen, that's when I called my mama. I did. I told. And next, I'm going to call that person's mama. Do you think, what's some solutions? Is it fair to, and did, I call my mama. Mm. Do you think that a solution would be if you're dating a male who acts like that, to call their mama?
No, it depends on their mom because sometimes that the mom is the reason why
Thank
they.
you, cousin. He was guilty. Now, I would just like to call out, I never said if it was a male or female, and Hilda's really good at exposing people without exposing people. So I'll just leave it at that. I can guarantee you it was a friend. It was not my husband. Marcus does not act like that. Thank you, Jesus. Do y'all know there's a such thing as verbal abuse too? But go ahead, bro.
No, I said it depends on their mom because sometimes their mom is the reason why they like that. So
Right. So then you can get insight because it rolls up to where we come from. And some people are not willing to um, change those behaviors. They don't have to. Then you have to decide if that's somebody that is capable of being with, if they have something that you can receive from them, basically, right? Because everybody is different. Um, it's always good to never respond by being angry. And you are my witness. I really try not to respond when I'm angry or if my emotions are heightened because I don't want to say things that I mean, but I didn't mean for them to come out of my mouth. I don't want to do that. And then it's just sometimes you calm down and then you're like, I think I could deal with this. Or you hear it in that other person's voice more. I don't know. I done got an instant damn headache all over again. But this sassy shit is out of control and it's so the opposite of how we was raised. We was raised to be strong, not to do these. We was what is that saying? What perfect say? Don't let your man leave out the house angry.
mm-hmm.
Right? That's one of the things we was taught. So you don't wake up fussing with him. You try not to bring up things that you know need to be a part of a bigger, calmer conversation on the way out the door. Um, those are things that women are taught to do. So then why do men feel like in that conversation, Sonya was the one that was hurt. And based on him being in prison, she had to hold that until he called. It wasn't even something that she could even call and say, this is what I want to talk about. And she didn't even answer the phone. You know how they say, like, we always, well, blah, 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 blah. She didn't even answer the phone like that. It was, hey, let me play this for you. She was still calm in her tone, and she was met with what we're taught not to do. Men, that's what we're calling sassy. It's what you directly told us not to do, and now you're doing it. That's what sassy looks like to me. What is it? What does it look like to you? You're fired in my Trump voice. Oh, he is so fired. Um, okay is worse than silent. They really get, baby.
That's why I said
That's
I just said okay.
and did.
Like that's it. A person on fire.
Because sometimes you don't have a response.
Mm.
Kind of like Sonya was doing. It was like, well, if we can't talk about the thing, like I can't elaborate on it because you're not letting me explain the thing. And then they, sometimes it's said back, well, you can't even explain what you're talking about. Or like he had more questions. He was like throwing more questions at her. Well, was it a blogger? Was it AI? It was this, it was that. And it was like, no. Was it from you? Yes. And then when we yell, well, why did you have to yell like that?
Because you ain't listening.
So it's really the focus that she's yelling or the fact that she has to yell because you couldn't hear her. You couldn't hear her. You weren't listening. And then you were shooting questions at her as if she didn't know what she was talking about. You at that point, you don't even know if it was something derogatory, something that was a lie. You exposed too much of the information. You have no idea what it actually was, but it was enough that it bothered her. And she wanted you to hear it, but that wasn't important to you. Or put them on timeout like a child there acting like, because here come my baby. Okay, there she go. Oh,
Listen, the comments wasn't catching up
hold
fast
on, we can't
enough
hear you.
for
Hold on
me.
1 second. Okay.
The comments wasn't catching up enough for me, and
I
I
don't
ain't
know
got no
why I
clothes
can't
on.
hear you.
You can hear
Why
me
isn't it
now?
coming up for me?
I can
Hold
hear.
on. You
Oh,
can hear her?
hey, Rose.
Okay, y'all keep going. I'm gonna go out and come back in. Hold on.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you, the whole little saga just been triggering this whole time. I was like, girl, I'm looking a mess, but I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on.
What happened?
Ooh,
There she
good.
is. Because all this typing, I don't have time for this.
Because I
Because
was
I
saying
need
he's
you to be my
guilty
backup that
to the
I'm not
phone
crazy.
conversation. He was guilty as hell, and you would know that I've been experiencing some things lately. So it was like a no, this old
It
ass
hit a
nigga did me.
nerve.
It hit a real nerve, like a real nerve for me, a nerve, the nerve I
Cousin,
don't really have,
cousin.
and that
In
ain't
the
even my man.
in the call. So let me tell y'all. Now let me go to the second part. Not the mamas, yes, the mamas, because you did this shit.
I'm
And
saying not the mamas because I just went through a scenario like that. He called
happened?
my mama on me. Okay, girl, you don't even talk to my mama like that. But then you have the nerve to call my mama, and then I
Maybe
feel
thinking
like
your mom can do something. Like,
I
what
went
is she?
ahead and told on myself though. I was like, well, fuck it. Since we telling, I'm gonna tell on my damn self. I mean, I don't really like to tell her nothing, but now I'm gonna have to tell because I feel like you trying to one up me by calling my mama. 'Cause why would you do that?
I don't know, but I'm on my way out there when this show's over. I want to hear.
Like
And you
why
want to
would
give
you?
full animated stories, honey. So I got to go.
I
Mm.
was like, I don't want to call your mama because then that's a lot, and then you put the parents involved into it. You kind of don't want to do that, but then it becomes like I need to really understand like why how did you get like that? Because you called my mama to try to figure out how did I get like that. So now I want to call your mama and figure out how did you get like that? Because it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
I
The whole
body mama because I feeling like you the reason why they that way.
I was just being funny when I said that. I didn't even.
sometimes I feel like sometimes it could be the mother's fault, but that's all of us. Our parents raise us up, and then it's up for us to continue on with the way they raise us, or we go on to our own minds and thinkings of how we're going to react and react. Not
Yeah.
every parent raised a gang member, a prostitute, a drug addict. You was raised a certain way. You turned out the way you turned out because of how you wanted to be. So it could be 50-50 how I look at
Yeah,
it.
that,
It just depends.
So then here's my question, ladies. Okay. From these, based on our experience, and again, to people listening, I know our experiences, but all of that ain't your business. So we know how to ask each other questions. Based on our experience, those same men that we have talked to that have behaved this way, they're also the same men that, just like those panelists, they can tell you everything about yourself, but and how you should behave. But those same things don't come back to them. Like, you should watch your tone, you should listen, you shouldn't interrupt. But they interrupted those girls at every point. Then so did Nesto. How come they can't see, regardless of how we're raised? If you can see that you want that from me, why don't you see that you should also give that to me?
I feel like some men, they how can you say it? They look beyond in the past. Because back in the days, if a man yelled at a woman, she shut up. She be quiet. Some women, I have seen it. Some women, when the man spoke, they just got mute. They didn't say nothing. They didn't defend themselves. They just let them talk the way they want to talk. I think we coming up in an era now where no, you're not dependent on the man now. So you voice your
yeah.
ways, you
Mm-hmm.
voice your feelings. And it's often looked at as being disrespectful because I didn't see my mama do it to my daddy. I didn't see my grandma do it to my grandpa. So to them, it's disrespectful that you speak your mind. But then again, it's like, I don't mind being submissive or listening to you rant. But when I feel like you cross that barrier and you're disrespecting me, then you're gonna get that out of me. I feel like you talking to me as if I'm a peon. And so when I start talking to you like you're a peon, you don't like it. It's not it goes both ways.
That's why I said. That's what I was saying earlier. Oh, I hear. What I was saying. I don't know.
It's a lot of background.
Yeah.
It should be gone now.
Okay.
Um,
It's
it's
not.
not. It's not.
Um,
And it's not. Let's see. Okay, what about now?
Let me see. Okay.
Okay, it's gone. Perfect.
Oh no,
Oh no, it's not.
it sounds like it's not. It's not.
It's not. It's not.
Nope.
Nope. No.
It's still there.
Okay, keep going. I'll switch devices.
Okay.
no, it's
That's what I
working.
was saying earlier
Oh, go ahead.
today, that it's different now because back in the days, women respected men more because they was really the head of the household. And it's not like you didn't have your own mind, but you respected the man more because you're taking care of the household and I'm staying at home raising the kids and all that. And now we got something to say because nigga, we want 50-50 with
And even if we didn't go 50-50, you know, I'm you frozen. Uh, uh.
Okay, is that one working?
I'm working. I'm not frozen. Okay.
This rain and wind got this internet tripping. Now roll
Girl.
out. It's not me, y'all, I promise. And I've just now switched between three different devices. But okay. Go ahead, cousin. I'm sorry. This
Well,
is
because
tripping.
Ro was saying that, you know, back in the day, we respected the man a lot more, and it's because he was the provider. It's true, but some people respect a man because I respect you because I love you. I respect you out of love.
Mm-hmm.
You earned that respect. I didn't just
Mm-hmm.
give it to you, earned it. You did these things to earn it. Even though you didn't provide, I still respect you as my man because if you follow the Bible, that's what if men fall on hard time, not everybody gonna have it. You know, so it do come across a time where it is hard, but that doesn't take the respect away that I have for you. What takes that respect away that I have for you is the things you do to me. That's what takes it away. For me. I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, that's what takes it away. If you continue to talk to me in a way that you're bringing me down or you're bringing my morale down in this relationship, then I feel like why should I care? Because you're showing me you don't care. You don't care about me. You don't care about my feelings. So at this point, then it's hey, who gives a fuck at this point? It is what it is. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
I agree. It doesn't have anything to do with money. Similar to a child who respects her mother, whether she's on a pole or in a corporate office. That is your child. Your child is going to respect you and love you no matter what. It's the same way for your partner. Your partner respects and loves you because you authentically respect and love
I
them.
love them back.
You could easily go from being, let's just be 100. Most of us that's from the neighborhood and things like that, we typically don't get with people that make more money than us as a woman because we've been pushed in a different direction than they've been pushed in. They was knuckleheads still out there doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, we was going to school or building our career, doing whatever we needed to do so that we didn't have to see some of the things that you maybe saw in your home or that your mother worked too hard. You like, well, at least if I got to do it myself, and I know that from the beginning. She didn't think that from the beginning. I know it from the beginning now. So let me just start out making sure I'm good. That way, everything else can all be based on love. So what I need from this man now is for him to show up as a leader in directing our home. That's not money though. That is love, protection, doing things for the household, not talking to me crazy. Even if you make more money, you shouldn't talk to somebody like they
That's
crazy.
the whole big thing.
I don't understand.
Regardless of what you, and that's just like you get into with somebody, right? And it comes out, you did something to them, they don't like it, right? But I apologize to you for it. Apologize. You accepted the apology. That don't mean you get to take my apology and still treat me the way you want to treat me. That's not what that means. If you accepted the apology, you let it go. You
Because
don't
that's
sit up here
sexy.
and say, you ate my bag of chips, so fuck you.
Right. That's the part where we saying it's sassy. If because according to y'all, we don't apologize. We do apologize even when we're not wrong, we apologize because apologies aren't also connected to being wrong. And apology, some in a relationship, especially, that's where those feelings do come in. So if your man or your woman tells you, you know, when this happened, please attach it to something. When this happened, this is how I felt. Okay, how did you feel that? Then you talk it out. And then the woman or the man is supposed to say, you know what, I apologize. What we're finding in our girlfriend groups is that some men, when you apologize, it's like, well, you know, because you did that. Well, you know, because you did that. They won't stop. They use it as a weapon then, you know, because remember when you did such and such, and you like, wait, what? If I apologize and I change, that's the key to apology. Men, y'all think you apologize and that's conversation over. We just supposed to shut up. Well, no, the other person still probably has something to say. But y'all bring it up for a long listen. I'm still apologizing for hanging up in somebody's face a year ago. Am I lying? But am I lying? In a conversation where I was being disrespected, I said, I'm hanging up and hung up the phone. I'm still apologizing for that. Am I lying?
I mean, and it gets to the, and that's where that gray line comes into, because it's like you don't want to tell the person how they're supposed to feel because
Right.
that's the way they feel. But
Right.
that's where that give and take come from, because yeah, you feel that way, but we discussed this already. Or it's the fact that we discussed it and we apologize, but you'll choose to attach that scenario. Well, I don't trust you. Okay, but the reason why you don't trust me is because I did this, but I already apologized for this. You can't, you're using it in different areas, but then say, I forgave you for that. Okay, you forgave me for that, but you attach that same feeling at that moment to this problem here. So
They take that
you're
rope and
resulting.
they become a damn cowboy. That lasso is
We
going
keep coming
attached to
back.
everything.
So it becomes, and then when you bring that up, is, oh, well, you're bringing it up. No, I'm bringing it up because deep down inside, this is what you attach this situation to, and that's how I feel. I can't tell you how to feel, and you can't tell me how to feel about it either.
But here's the part where I believe that some of us are starting to call bullshit. The same way, right? If you accept your cheating man back and he did not cheat again, you can say things like, you know, when I call you and you don't answer, sometimes it triggers me to think about you not when you didn't come home or when you did this thing. Can you, at least if you're busy, can you just shoot me a text back that says I'm busy? That's
Okay,
saying
that's
that made me feel like that, right. But what's not okay is if you say, when as soon as he walk in the door, see, nigga, this is what I'm talking about. What the fuck you doing?
that. You can't do that.
Excuse me?
You
Yeah,
can't
Huh?
do
you
that.
can't do that because if that's the case, you should. I'll tell people when
You
they do
ain't
stuff like
forgave.
that that they need
Correct.
to not. They should have never got back together because if
Right.
Thank you.
you gonna bring up the past and keep bringing it up, that's not fair to the other person.
Right.
You should just let bygones be bygones and break up because the person ain't gonna be able to do nothing without you thinking that they doing
Correct.
something ever.
Correct.
Nothing. You ain't
So
gonna be
some of
able
that
to
is
cross the
internal
light.
to fix it, and some of it is for you. Now let's take it on the men's side, because for some reason they only get it if you start with yourself first. When they do things like what you just said, okay, I hung up in your face and I was wrong because it's well, number one, it's just not proper. Even though I said I'm hanging up, the proper thing was I still should have waited for your response. Now you bring it up.
Wait, I got a time out for that. If you tell the person you hang up, that means you done with the conversation. There's nothing left for you to respond to because I'm already telling you I'm not responding. I'm done with the. I want to hang up.
But if
So
it
if
made
you
you
supposed
feel
to
that
give
way,
him a 10-second thing to say what goodbye? I'm done.
but if it made you feel that way, I apologize. Now you bringing it up again and you saying, well, this is what I'm talking about when I feel disrespected. Like that time when you hung up, that made me feel disrespected because we're saying they inserted this is what it looks like on the sassy side. Y'all doing this shit. And then when we say, okay, I apologize for that already, and I haven't done it since, how does that have to do with this right here? Well, you see, that's what I'm talking about. You don't even give a damn how I feel. Well, in retrospect, as it relates to this, I kind of don't because you're trying to weaponize me and push me down based on that one thing that happened then that's totally unrelated. Talk about right now. Talk about and what's
But
the
you know what?
solution? Because I want you to never say that again because I want to punch you in your face, actually. Every time you say it, I actually think I'm starting to think you're a bitch. And I don't want to think that because now my respect is dwindling down because you're using that's abuse. That's verbal abuse. Y'all know that, right? That's psychological abuse because it makes people walk on pins and needles like, I already know I'm finna hear this shit. This just don't even make no sense. And in retrospect, the reason why I hung up is because you weren't listening to me. But that's not the biggest part of the conversation. You want to know why? Because two things can't exist. I felt disrespected, so I hung up, but you felt disrespected because I hung up. If I'm not still bringing up the reasons why I hung up, then you don't get to bring up that one part because now every time
Okay.
you do, I'm going to attach. Yes, I did hang up. And actually, I wish I could hang up right now
And
because
then,
I'm
but that
remembering
be
when that
taken
happened.
as an excuse because you making an excuse of why you. I don't have to have an excuse of why I hung up. If I told you I don't feel like that was my, I don't feel like talking. That was an excuse.
It's
I
the
don't feel
reason.
like talking, so I'm getting off the phone. If I get now, hang up to me is I don't say shit. It click. Talk to the downtown. That's a hanging up to me. My mama do it to me every day. I be like, girl, I'm gonna get off the phone, touch click. She don't even say goodbye to me. You hung up on me. We
Right.
get into it all the time because I be like, okay, mom, I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit, whatever. I'm gonna do this. We still be talking though, but I say I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit. Click, mama, but I was still talking after I said that. You just hung up. She was like, well, you said you was done. To her, she didn't hang up. But to me, you hung up because you didn't acknowledge that. But if I'm telling you, I don't feel like talking, I'm gonna get off the phone, and you continue to keep talking to me, that's on you because I already acknowledged what I was gonna do. And you're not taking me for that. You
Because
taking it
again,
as
you're not listening,
you're
which is
not
why I was
listening.
yelling to begin with.
So if I felt like if you yelling at me and I didn't say nothing and said click, you hanging up. You hung up in my face. That's what I felt. But if I tell you goodbye, I'm getting off the phone, I didn't hang up in your face. I told you I was getting off the phone.
I don't know. These men sassy. They want you. Well, what about you're not respecting my feelings and my boundaries. What feelings and boundaries? You just using words and terms and they're not attached to anything.
Because
Could you make this shit land, please?
if
Because
I'm going, why should I have to sit on the phone if you talking to me crazy? Like what person?
you're gonna listen to me. That's what I'm talking about. You don't treat me like no motherfucking man. You think you just finna sit here? I'm one of your goddamn friends. We're not finna pretend like we're not finna sit here and play whose dick is bigger.
Listen, and that's
I
when you
don't
be
have a
like,
dick.
I'm getting off the phone. Cause you didn't took it a step above than what I can't relate no more to this. I can't, my mind won't even let me get past nothing else because you just, and then even when I am on the phone, I be quiet because I don't like to talk angry. That's when you
See,
say
that's what I'm
shit
talking about. You
that you
ignore
don't
me
mean.
right now. You're not even paying attention to what the fuck I'm saying. Because I'm trying to tell you how I feel. Now you just don't have nothing to say. That's childish. That's what I'm saying. You petty.
Okay.
But every time the answer is fucking okay. Because baby, this is all wine, just so y'all know.
Y'all gonna make me go get some Hennessy because
No,
I
baby.
can't even have
No, it's
wine.
stuff in the refrigerator. I'm finna bring it.
I can't even have the wine because saying okay, I don't know what it is about that 4-letter word, but when you say okay, it just sits a nigga through the roof. You just don't give a fuck, huh? Because I
No.
said okay.
So let me ask y'all this. Does it get to a point where the sassiness to you takes over and you do begin to pull, like, how do you see that man? I want men to know, how do you start to see them after it becomes a, when you see their phone number come up, you like, here go this shit, because you already know it's going to be something. Does that diminish your relationship? Can you come back from something like that? How do you fix that?
I don't think that you can, because once I feel like you sassy and I see in those ways, I know that they're always there. So it's just gonna be a time when they gonna come back. So no, I don't want to deal with you after that.
I mean, I don't have that much relationship experience,
Okay.
but I feel like I will do it for a minute because I love you. And sometimes people do have bad days. Stuff do come out wrong. Shit happens.
Yeah.
So I feel like I will deal with it up to a certain point. But then that becomes bad for me because then I feel like I'm putting up with it and it's making me angry, but I'm silent about it. So it could be one day you do it and it might not be nothing bad, but now I didn't blew up on you because I didn't say anything or I'm letting it go out of the love and I'm dealing and dealing and dealing. And then one day I'll blow up, but it's because I've never said nothing in the past about it. So sometimes I feel like it changes it. But when you're trying to accept it because you love the person, that's when that term love can't, it don't mean nothing. After a minute, that love shit don't mean nothing no more. Because now you're starting to irk me.
So I'm an Aquarius like Ro. Um, but I'm also a January baby like cousin. So I have a little bit of both. Um, and y'all know I got training in this shit. So I've learned how to ignore shit. Kind of like your kid that's running around playing and everybody else hears the kid, but you don't, because you done learned how to block out your kid from getting on your nerves. Okay. That's what I have learned to do in relationships. But I feel like, well, not at, so ladies, we got to learn how to stop saying I feel like, because that's another thing they trained us to do. Don't tell me what happened, tell me how you feel. No, certain things is black and white. I saw it, this is what happened. I don't feel like shit at this point. I know that the first couple of times something like this happened with this particular person, it was, well, maybe I'm just learning how they speak now, or maybe they write different than they talk, or maybe they're just like talking fast. You know, some people move fast so they don't say it in a way that you would have said it, and that's not fair. I should hear them for how they're saying it. So I sat back, like mom said, timeout, like everybody said, timeout. I sat back and put myself on timeout, like, let me just see when they use these words, how do they use them in different places, right? Then the second time it happened, and that's when, yeah, the second time it happened, and I blew up and hung up the phone. It was like it became that line, bro. Like you said, I started not to. It was like I anticipated that it would keep happening. And then I sat
Yeah.
back and was like, wait a minute. If you anticipating something like this would happen, you talk to other people all the time about protecting yourself from getting too deep into something. And that's technically a form of abuse. If that, I didn't say the person is an abuser. Listen to me. It is a form of abuse to me because everybody knows one of the worst things you can do if I love you is how you talk to me. Even if you mad, you could cuss all of that, but you know how to trigger me. Only the people that love you know how to trigger you. So if you using those opportunities to trigger me, you're trying to hurt me. To me, that's abuse. So then when this time rolled around, I didn't have no chill for it. I didn't. So I don't know if with certain people it could roll back. And I think I need to start, not I think, I know I need to start being okay with my nose. Even if I love that person, that sassy shit from men is masculine. So it's strong too. And it's like you're being talked down to. Why they talking like a girl? So you want to respond like a girl, but it's a man. It's too much. It's too much. I don't want to do that. I'd rather a lot of things than that. It feels like verbal abuse. I don't like it. I don't think it could be the same road either. Mm-mm.
No,
We're not the friends we used to be.
nope.
No, but my female friends are consistent. My best friend is consistent. My best friend has had things he needed to say to me, and he didn't say it a certain way. Like, y'all know how to talk to y'all friends. Y'all don't talk to y'all male friends like that, but you talk to your woman like that because you feel dominant over her, or just females that you're talking to. Mhm. I think it's based on how you feel. Even if that other person has all the best intentions, if how they're communicating with you doesn't work, that could weigh on you. It makes you start to question yourself. It makes you start to question.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Like it makes you just be do you see how confused I am? I'm not even finishing
You
sentences.
get confused because you look at every other conversation you have with other people and it's not going this way. So why do I only keep having these problems with you?
Right.
I had this problem with I had these conversations with everybody else. But then when it gets to you, it's like you look at it as being disrespectful, but ain't nobody else looked at it that way. Or no other conversation has turned out this way. So you do tend to want to take a step back because it's like maybe I need to reevaluate myself
Right,
because maybe it's me.
right.
But then that's when you go on and you start, okay, well, I had this conversation. This person didn't take it like this. This person didn't take it like this. This. So what is it? Is that something somebody did to you or something I said to you that triggered you?
And it comes out. You know that it ended up coming out. One sentence stood out and was like, this didn't have nothing to do with me. It was this. And but then the person still kept going when I was like giving them again. Now you feel like you're reducing yourself, but I still think you should do these things for love until you don't, because you love people until it doesn't work, right? So my response was, see, you said it right here. This isn't me. This is this. But now you're taking it out on me. But you could just talk to me about whatever's going on and we could talk about it. Why are you pulling that energy over here where it doesn't fit? And it was, I'm not comparing you to that person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
But it ain't the
I just
AI.
gave
It's
you
the
a
AI
pass.
that put that in there. It's the AI.
Right.
It's AI. Because that's what let me tell you something. The internet has brought on a whole bunch. You could see some shit in black and white, and motherfucker say, no, that ain't me. I didn't put that. AI. AI did that. This sounds just like
But
you. This sounds like
they
something you
can
would
say
say.
AI all they want. I'm still not gonna believe it. If I seen it with my own eyes,
I,
I don't give a damn if you
I've
saying it's
seen it
AI.
with
It
my
is what
own
it
eyes. So you telling me my eyes is AI too?
is. Right.
But
Right.
how is a live,
Well, in
like
my
Sonya
eyes,
was
you
trying
did
to
it.
tell
In my
him, right?
eyes, you did it.
Right.
Right.
But like even with Nesto and Sonia, y'all, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute, because we could talk forever about this, and we're gonna definitely have a part two. Um, even with Sonia trying to tell him it wasn't AI, it was even the conversation before that was me and you. I know this happened. You think he would have stopped, right? Like he just didn't stop, and it was a
No, he kept. But see, that's when I said it triggered me because instead of him stopping, he got louder. He got more
yes,
disrespectful.
and
He
that
got more aggressive.
hurt.
He got, and she's speaking calmly. That's how you know the motherfucker already came to terms and grips. When motherfucker don't give you back that energy and it's like, okay, do what you
No,
gonna do.
that's abuse. That is a
It's abuse,
you
but
would
it
never.
becomes a point
Mhm.
of how if I'm telling you, no, I remember this date because we just had this conversation. I'm playing you back every time I know what I know, and you steadily telling me it's AI. It comes to a point like you think I'm a dumb bitch, huh? I'm dumb, huh? I'm just stupid. Like, no, okay. All right. You just hey, I don't know.
So on the next conversation, y'all, it gotta be the three of us, probably on Tuesday. It'll be on Tuesday. Um, we're actually gonna play the next call that came with it, and we're gonna dissect it. And what we are going to do is try to be completely positive, and we're going to try to no, we're not gonna try. We can do it. We do it all the time. Um, when we play the different parts, we're going to say what happened, what could have been better, and why it is identified to us as sassy. That's it. Then hopefully whomever hears it, a male, they can hear. I think if people heard themselves, then they could fix it. My mother can attest to this. When I was younger, people said I sound a certain way. To me, I sound regular. But this is when voicemails came out. And one voicemail happened to keep recording. You know, when you picked up the phone, the thing would keep going, and it was playing it, and my mom played it back for me, and I was like, but that's not how I felt. That's not what was in my head. So even at that point, it was a learning experience for me. That's why I talk a lot more now and explain things, because I already know what my tone can be like, right? And here's where love comes in. Here's where knowing people comes in. On the reverse, you don't get to weaponize me as well, because I'm vulnerable and share something like that with you. So then when you feel like doing it, you leverage it to say, well, Asia, your tone was such and such. But 2 seconds before that, when I was agreeing with you and I know I had the same tone, you didn't say it then. That's not fair, and that's not okay. So that's where a lot of us have started to look in the mirror and say, I know for sure I didn't do this. And because I know for sure I didn't, I'm not going to allow this. And whether you like it on the other side or not, you being called out on your shit. Everybody, this is the year of the Aquarius. Everybody's going to be called on their shit. So it's just better that you recognize your own shit and try to do better, and receive people when they try to give that feedback, or leave people out of your circle that just don't fit. Nothing should be this hard. Nothing. To talk to friends, this is what it's come to.
Let me tell you, when it comes to a friend, I'm not. That's like me and the damn employees. I'm not about to argue with you.
That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm talking. Guys, I'm going to put my Hennessy and my 1800 in the car, and I'm going to drive my little self to LA, and I'm going to put on my robe and get in
You
the
drinking
hill.
both of those together? No, she gonna drink hers. I'm gonna drink mine. Cause
Yeah, I'm going to
I
drink
was about to
Hennessy.
say I got
I'm
two
going to
of
drink
mine.
Hennessy. I'll drink 1800. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
gotta cook.
that's what I'm going to do, because y'all, this kind of stuff, this is not good. I promise you it's not. It's not good for your psyche. It's not good for your how you feel about yourself. It's not good for how you then translate that to others. On Tuesday, that's why it was no show. I literally had a very heavy day, and then went into those type of conversation. And I started the conversation with, I'm really, but this day is out of control. I had to end at half my day, and I just sat there like, this can't, it like in silence, like, this is not real. Life is not, it's not hard. Okay. People make it hard. And some people are dead set on breaking you down, humbling you, bringing you down to where they are because they are not happy. Some people don't like it that no matter what, you stay up, you try, only when it benefits them. And those are not the kind of people that we need around us. But you have to make that determination and make it soon. Because for me, that particular relationship is over. That's my final decision, because I'm too good of a person, and I don't do verbal abuse. Like, that shit is wild to me. And I'm just not comfortable with it. And if I'm not comfortable with it, only I can change it. And so I am being vulnerable and having this conversation, because shit happens. And then you look up and be like, wait, what? Then fix it. And I am going to. It's not my husband. It's not my god kids. It's not my mom. It's not my best friends. It's not, I don't have to keep it for other people. We do that a lot. Oh, I want to, well, they need this and they need that. They is not your cross to bear. They is not. And that is my final for today. And we will do part 2 on Tuesday, and I will probably be drunk. Uh, what's your final for today, Rose?
I would just say like how you said, even Amir, be quiet. Even though I almost made me lose my train of thoughts. I would just say that men need to do better. Just like how y'all say that y'all don't like us being masculine, we don't like y'all being sassy. So y'all need to start doing better too and listen to what we saying. Just like how y'all want us to listen to what y'all saying and what y'all like out of a woman. We tell y'all we don't like that y'all act like that. So if y'all want us to do better, y'all need to do better too. Quit acting like that, because that makes a woman not want to be with a man when they're acting like that. Well, it make me not want to. I can't speak for every woman. So men, do better.
Yep. Final saying from you, cousin?
Well, do unto others as you want done to you.
It's really
So,
just that simple. It's
yeah.
really so simple. We make things far too complicated. So that is it from us. It's only a 30-minute call, girls. I'm gonna send the call to them so then we could hear it. I already pulled out the parts I want to play so we can go over it, because we need some real life examples. That's why those calls are awesome, because they're pulled from a real conversation that they don't know when it's going to come up or whatever. And obviously people can't share their personal stuff because your intent is never to hurt nobody. But those are only lessons we have to share. So that call came like right on time. So I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. Oh,
Happy
happy
Easter.
Easter. Yes.
Right.
Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Day. Make sure you pray. We will be back here on Tuesday at 8. So we will see you then and have an amazing weekend. Subscribe on the way out and share. Bye-bye.